Okay, so get ready because today we are going deep, deep into something.
Sleep?
Yeah, deep into something that you probably have in your kitchen right now
Oh, yeah?
and use pretty much every day. But I bet you dollars to donuts, you don't know the half of it. We're talking about
Dollars to donuts.
Ghrita, otherwise known as clarified butter.
Otherwise known as...
You might be thinking, clarified butter, what's the big deal?
Hmm.
But trust me, I think you're in for some surprises today. We've got a whole stack
Big time.
of research articles, ancient Ayurvedic texts.
Oh, wow.
And let me tell you, Greta, this stuff, it is so much more
It is.
than just a cooking fat.
Oh, yeah. Ghita has this long history in traditional medicine
Right.
and even in rituals.
Yeah.
And it's really been woven into the cultural fabric of India for thousands of years.
That's right. And we are going to uncover some of the secrets of its origins, its unique properties, and even what modern science has to say about it.
Yeah, we'll even tackle some of the big questions. Like, how is Ghita different from regular butter? What are its supposed health benefits? And why does ancient Indian literature mention it so often?
Right. So let's start with the word itself, ghee. It comes from the Sanskrit root gur, which means to sprinkle. Doesn't that already kind of hint at something almost sacred about it?
It absolutely does. I mean, think about it. The word itself
Mm-hmm.
evokes this sense of ritual,
Right.
And that's no coincidence. For thousands of years, Ghita has been used in Hindu fire rituals, marriages, funerals, you name it. Ghita's been there.
It even pops up in one of the major Sanskrit epics, the Mahabharata.
Oh, that's right. Remember the story of the Kauravas?
Uh-huh.
They were said to have been born from pots of Ghita. Talk about a memorable origin story.
I know, seriously.
That's pretty cool.
So we know it's steeped in tradition and ritual,
Right.
but on a practical level, like what makes Ghita different from just the regular butter we're all used to?
Well, simply put, Ghita is butter that's been simmered and clarified, which basically means the milk solids and water have been removed.
Okay.
So that gives it, this process gives Ghita a higher smoke point than butter, making it perfect for high heat cooking.
Okay.
And as a bonus, it lasts longer too.
That makes sense. Now, anyone who's cooked with a Ghita knows.
Oh, yeah.
It's got this like amazing rich aroma and flavor.
Oh, yeah.
So what gives it that distinct taste?
Well, it all comes down to this specific mix of carbonyls, fatty acids, and lactones. And these compounds develop during that clarification process. And they're really what create that distinct, that nutty and almost caramelized flavor that we associate with Ghita.
It's interesting how this seemingly simple process like creates such a complex flavor profile.
Yeah.
But of course, I think we have to talk about the elephant in the room, which is Ghita's high saturated fat content.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's important to acknowledge that
Yeah.
Ghita is almost entirely fat. And a good portion of that is saturated fat.
Right.
It also contains oxidized cholesterol.
Okay.
The impact of saturated fat on health is a whole other...
Right. And we don't need to get bogged down in the specifics today.
No.
What we're really interested in is exploring Ghita
Right.
through the lens of Ayurveda.
Absolutely. So in Ayurveda, Ghita is considered one of the 4 main types of sneha,
Okay.
which basically means fats or oils.
Okay.
And here's the kicker. It's considered the best of them all.
Really?
Ayurveda credits Ghita with this incredible property called Sanskara Nuvartana.
Sanskar Anuvatana. That's a mouthful. What does that even mean?
I know. Well, imagine you're blending Ghita with turmeric, right? Not only do you get that anti-inflammatory power of turmeric,
Right.
but Ghita actually enhances its absorption and effectiveness. And that's the magic of Sanskara Nuvartana.
Okay.
It essentially means that Ghita can take on the properties of other substances while retaining its own beneficial qualities. So it's like a super enhancer.
So it's not just delivering those good things to your body, but it's actually helping your body make better use of them.
Exactly.
That's pretty incredible.
That's pretty cool.
But what about Ghita's own benefits? What does Ayurveda say about how it impacts, our health?
Well, according to Ayurveda, Ghita can help boost memory and intelligence,
Yeah.
improve digestion, and even enhance ojas.
Ojas. What's ojas?
Yeah. So ojovarga is a fancy way of saying it boosts your vitality. Your life force, the energy that keeps you going. It's that essential life force that sustains us.
I like that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing. Ayurveda considers Ghita to be satmaya, meaning it's suitable for everyone from childhood onwards.
Wow. So it's not just about treating ailments, but it's about
Right.
supporting overall health throughout life.
Yeah, like a lifelong companion for well-being.
I love that.
I know. And here's where things get even more interesting. In Ayurveda, Ghrita is used in both Shodhana and Shamana treatments.
Oh.
Shodhana refers to purification therapies, while Shamana aims to pacify imbalances.
Wait, so it's used for both cleansing and balancing.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
I know.
That explains why it's so highly regarded in Ayurveda.
Absolutely.
But what about the difference between fresh Ghrita and aged Ghrita? I've heard aged Ghrita has like additional benefits. Is that true?
You're absolutely right. As Ghrita ages, it develops additional therapeutic properties.
Okay.
It's been used to alleviate intoxication, epilepsy, and even pain.
So it becomes even more potent with time.
It does, yeah.
That's fascinating.
It is.
If we were to break down Ghrita's properties according to Ayurveda, what are some of the key terms that come up?
Well, traditional texts describe Ghrita as snigdha, meaning unctuous or oily,
Okay.
midu, which means sauced, and yogvahi, which means it acts as a catalytic agent, enhancing the effectiveness of other substances, just like we talked about with that Sanskara-Vartana property.
Yeah, it's all starting to connect now, but I gotta admit, some of these Ayurvedic terms can be a little overwhelming
I understand.
for someone who's just starting to learn about it.
It can feel like you're learning a whole new language.
Yeah.
But think of it this way, we're uncovering these layers of knowledge that have been passed down for centuries.
You're right. It's like embarking on this cultural adventure.
Exactly.
Let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the more technical aspects of Ghrita.
Okay.
Our listeners are probably curious about those specifics as well.
Sure.
According to the research that we have here, Ghrita has a specific gravity of 1.01995 at 25 degrees Celsius. Its moisture content is less than 0.5%, and it has a saponification value of no more than 225.
Okay, that's getting pretty technical.
Yeah.
So what about, things that we can actually perceive? Like, what is Ghrita's color? What is its odor? What does its taste like?
Well, according to the source material, its color is described as white or light yellow.
Okay.
Its odor is simply rich.
And its taste? Pleasant.
It's so straightforward.
It is.
But it does kind of paint a picture, doesn't it?
It does.
Speaking of painting a picture, what's actually happening at a chemical level when we talk about Ghrita?
Well, chemically speaking, Ghrita is primarily composed of triglycerides, which make up over 97% of its composition. It also contains small amounts of diglycerides, monoglycerides, and free fatty acids.
Okay.
And importantly, it contains vitamins A, D, E, and K, which likely contribute to all of those nourishing and rejuvenating qualities that are praised in Ayurveda.
Wow, so it really is packed with nutrients.
It is.
I know that there are different types of Ghrita out there, right?
Right.
What's so special about Go Ghrita, the Ghrita that's made from cow's milk?
Go Ghrita. It holds a special place in Ayurveda.
Okay.
In Ayurveda, cows are considered sacred animals. They represent nourishment and abundance. So Go Ghrita, therefore, is thought to carry this special energy.
Right, so that belief kind of elevates Go Ghrita above other types of Ghrita.
Right.
Are there any specific benefits associated with Go Ghrita?
There are.
Okay.
Go Ghrita is believed to be especially beneficial for improving vision, enhancing semen production, supporting digestive health,
Wow.
and even possesses antioxidant properties.
That sounds incredible.
It is.
It's like the superhero version of Ghrita.
You could say that.
And you know what's really exciting? I actually read some research suggesting that Go Ghrita might even have anti-cancer properties.
That's true.
Yeah, research suggests that Go Ghrita may help fight cancer by enhancing detoxification processes in the body.
Wow, that's remarkable how this ancient food is still revealing its potential
I know.
in modern scientific research.
Absolutely.
It really is. I'm starting to see why Ghrita has been cherished for so long.
Yeah.
It's more than just butter.
It's more than just butter.
It's a cultural treasure.
It is.
And a potential source of well-being.
It truly is.
As we're talking, I'm picturing this jar of this golden liquid sunshine sitting in my pantry.
Right.
And it's suddenly so much more than just a cooking ingredient. It really is a cultural time capsule.
It is, yeah. It connects us to these ancient traditions that viewed food as medicine.
Right.
And a vital part of well-being.
And that's what fascinates me about this deep dive into Ghrita.
Right.
It's not just about, the science of it all. It's about understanding how food, culture, and health are all beautifully intertwined.
Absolutely. Sometimes I think we get so caught up in the latest diet trends and superfoods
Very
that
true.
we forget about
Yeah.
the wisdom that's
Yeah.
been passed down through generations.
So true. There's something
Yeah, sure.
about connecting to these ancient practices.
Right.
It's like we're rediscovering something that was always there.
Exactly. And Ghrita is a perfect example of that.
Mm.
It's been cherished for centuries, and we're still learning about its potential benefits today.
Speaking of which, we haven't talked much about the specific benefits that Ayurveda attributes to Ghrita.
Oh, you're right. Fill us in.
Okay.
What does Ayurveda say about how Ghrita supports our health?
Well, for starters, Ayurveda says that Ghrita can improve digestion.
Okay.
And remember that snigdha property we talked
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
that unctuous, oily quality.
Mhm.
It's believed to help lubricate the digestive tract and promote smooth digestion.
That makes sense. And what about those claims that Ghrita can boost memory and intelligence?
Yeah, so Ayurveda believes that Ghrita's nourishing properties
Okay.
extend to the brain. It's thought to enhance cognitive function
Okay.
and support mental clarity.
Hmm.
In fact, there's a specific term for this, medhya.
Okay.
It means that which promotes intellect.
Medhya. I'm adding that to my vocabulary.
I know,
card.
right? So Ghrita is good for the gut,
Right.
good for the brain.
Yeah. Remember how we talked about ojas?
Yeah.
That vital life force energy?
Uh-huh.
Well, Ghrita is considered to be Ojavardhaka.
Meaning it increases ohas.
Okay.
It's like giving your internal battery a boost.
I have to admit, that's a pretty cool concept.
It is cool.
It's not just about treating specific ailments. It's
Yeah.
about boosting your overall vitality.
Exactly. And the idea that Ghrita is satmaya, suitable for everyone from childhood onwards,
Yeah.
reinforces this idea of supporting well-being
Right.
throughout life.
Yeah.
It's like a lifelong companion for health.
Okay, this is all making so much sense now.
Good.
You know, earlier we touched on how Ghrita is used in both
Right.
Shodhana and Shamana treatments in Ayurveda.
Uh-huh.
Can you remind us what those are again?
Of course. So Shodhana refers to purification therapies.
Okay.
These are treatments that aim to cleanse the body
Okay.
of toxins and impurities. Think of it like a deep internal spring cleaning.
Okay, I'm getting the picture. So
Yeah.
that's Shodhana. What about Shamana?
So Shamana treatments are all about pacifying imbalances. They aim to restore balance and harmony within the body. It's like fine-tuning your internal systems to work optimally.
So Ghrita plays a role in both of these approaches. That's pretty versatile.
It is, and don't forget about the difference between fresh Ghrita and aged Ghrita.
Right, we were talking about how aged Ghrita develops additional therapeutic properties.
Yes.
Tell us more about that. What kinds of conditions is it used for?
Well, aged Ghrita is often used to alleviate intoxication, epilepsy, and even pain.
That's amazing. Why does aging enhance Ghrita's therapeutic effects?
Well, as Ghrita ages, its chemical composition changes.
Okay.
It becomes more concentrated and potent.
Hmm.
Some of the volatile compounds evaporate, while others undergo transformations
Okay.
that create new beneficial substances.
So it's almost like the aging process itself
Right.
unlocks new potential within the Ghrita.
It does.
That's fascinating. Okay, so we talked about Ayurveda's perspective
Yeah.
on Ghrita, but what about modern science?
Uh-huh.
Is there any research to support these traditional claims?
There is actually. There's a growing body of research looking at the potential health benefits of Ghrita. Some studies suggest that it might have antioxidant
Oh.
and anti-inflammatory properties. Others are investigating its potential to improve heart health
Okay.
and even protect against certain types of cancer.
Really? That's incredible.
It is.
It's amazing how these ancient practices are now being backed up by scientific evidence.
It's exciting, isn't it? It's like these two worlds are finally starting to meet.
It makes you wonder how much more we have yet to discover about the power of Ghrita.
Absolutely.
Speaking of exploring, I know we're not done with Ghrita just yet. We still got to talk about Go Ghrita, the Ghrita made from cow's milk, and why it's considered so special.
You're right, we do. Go Ghrita is a whole other chapter in the story of Ghrita.
Mm.
It's believed to hold even more potent healing properties.
Well, I'm ready to hear all about it. Okay, so Go Ghrita. What makes Ghrita from cow's milk so special?
Well, in Ayurveda, cows are considered sacred animals.
Right.
They represent nourishment and abundance.
Hmm.
So Go Ghrita is thought to carry this
Yeah.
special energy.
I can see how that belief would elevate it above other types of Ghrita. Are there any specific benefits
Yes.
associated with Go Ghrita?
There are. Go Ghrita is believed to be especially beneficial for improving vision,
Okay.
enhancing semen production,
Mm-hmm.
supporting digestion, and boosting the immune system.
Wow.
And it's also a potent antioxidant.
That's quite a list.
I
It
know.
sounds like Go Grita is like the
Yeah.
superhero version of Grita.
You could say that. And you know what's really exciting?
What?
Recent research suggests that Go Grita might even have anti-cancer properties.
Hold on, really.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Okay, so there have been studies indicating that Go Grita might help fight cancer by enhancing the body's detoxification processes.
Hmm.
So it seems to help remove those toxins and harmful substances that can contribute to the development of cancer cells.
That's incredible. It's mind-blowing to think that this ancient food,
I know.
which has been used for thousands of years,
Right.
could potentially hold the key to fighting such a devastating disease.
It is remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it really highlights the importance of continuing to explore the wisdom of these traditional practices.
You know, as we're talking about all this, I'm struck by
Yeah.
the sheer versatility of Grita.
Hmm.
I mean, we've gone from its role in ancient rituals
Right.
to its potential for modern medicine. It's used in cooking, in skincare, even in spiritual practices.
It's true.
Is there anything Grita can't do?
It seems that way. And I
Yeah.
think that speaks to its fundamental nature, you know?
Right.
Grita is about nourishment
Yeah.
on multiple levels, physical, mental, and spiritual.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
It has.
I feel like I've gained a whole new appreciation for
Me
Grita.
too.
It's more than just a cooking ingredient. It's a cultural treasure, a potential source of healing,
Mhm.
and a reminder of the interconnectedness of food, culture, and well-being.
Beautifully said. And for anyone listening, if this deep dive has sparked your curiosity,
Yeah.
I encourage you to continue exploring the world of Grita.
Right.
You might be surprised by what you discover.
I couldn't agree more. So as we wrap things up, is there one final thought you want to leave our listeners with?
How about this? Don't underestimate the power of simple things.
Okay.
Sometimes the most profound insights and benefits come from the most unexpected places. Grita is a perfect example of that.
That's a great takeaway. So until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep an open mind to the wonders that await.
Well said, and happy exploring.